श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः। शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यानविध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहं यामुनेयं नमामि तं। यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने। अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। Offering my pranamams to everybody assembled here, we'll start the next session. Last time when we met, we saw chapter 18, the first part. As I said, we will look at chapter 18 in two parts. I had said because it's a big chapter, even two parts is very small. Actually, chapter 18 needs about 20-30 parts to study fully, 20-30 hours to study fully. So we are only studying in two sessions of half hour each, so it's very small, so we can only cover only a small portion. So I told you last time we saw this the shloka of the Geetaartha Sangraha for the 18th chapter. ईश्वरे कर्तृता बुद्धिस्तत्त्वोपादेयतान्ति मे स्वकर्म परिणामश्च शास्त्रसारार्थ उच्यते. So the meaning of this shloka was, so the last chapter presents the mental state required for ascribing the agency to Bhagavan, the necessity of cultivating the sattva guna, the spiritual culmination of discharging one's duties, and bhakti yoga and prapatti, which form essence of Gita Shastram. That is the 18th shloka, summary shloka by Swami Yamunacharya.
Geetaartha Sangraha.
Last time there was a question by Srinath sir about the Om Tat Sat, which came in the 17th chapter. So I'm showing you the answer which is given by Swami Vedanta Deshikar in his Geetaartha Sangraham book, which is a Tamil book, written Tamil work by Swami Vedanta Deshikar. And that is having four lines for each chapter, like something like Ramanjan Uttandadi, 4 lines. That's the length of each shloka in this Geetaartha Sangraham, which is available on shadagopam.org. The English translation is available on shadagopan.org, which I am showing you the cover page. So in that, for this particular Om Tat Sat, the explanation given is like this. In chapter 17, the Lord points out those Veda Anukula karmas, means Vedic karmas, prescribed karmas, ordained karmas, should be connected with Om Tat Sat. The Trivarnikas have the fitness to recite Vedas. They should commence Yajnam with sanctioned by the Vedas with the utterance of the Pranavam, which is Om, is what is told. The Vedikas should say, there are 3 letters here, three words here, 3 syllables, Om, Tat and Sat. The Vedikas should say Tat when they desire moksham alone through performance of yajna, tapas and dana. Those who desire moksham alone should not say Sat during the performance of the karma. They should utter Sat only when they seek the phalam for their karma except moksham. This is what is clearly told. That is what even Ramanuja Bhashya tells. So if a person desires moksha, he should say Tat. If a person desires abhyudaya, means the upliftment in this world, then they should say Sat. Swami Deshikan in his commentary on Gita Tatparya Chandrika has linked Tat with Moksha Purushartha, Moksha Tara Purushartha Sadhana Lakshanam. So that's what is the explanation for Om Tat and Sat.
Very clear, Swami. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can download this book from shadagopan.org and it's available for free download there. Okay. So we'll go to the next this particular chapter. In 18th chapter, all the shlokas are important, but we have time only for two shlokas. One is the 65th shloka and another is the 66th shloka. That is a Charama shloka. Before Charama shloka, we will look at the 65th shloka, which is Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyante pratijane priyosi me. Meaning, madbhaktaha, being my devotee, manmana bhava, manas, put your mind on me, meditate upon me, is what Krishna says. Madhyaji means yajana, means worship me. Mam namaskuru, namaskara, do namaskara to me, do obeisance to me. Mameva, sorry. I don't know, something happened. Mameva eshyasi. So, by this you will attain me.
Open the door.
Hello? By this you will attain me only. Satyam te pratijane. I solemnly affirm this truth to you. Because you are priya to me. Because me priyosi, you are very dear to me. That's why I am telling the truth. Manmana bhava, madbhaktaha bhava, madhyaji bhava, mam namaskuru, is what Krishna tells in the shloka 65. So we'll look at the Bhashya by Bhagavad Ramanuja for this, because Vedanta Deshikar in his Geetaartha Sangraha Raksha quotes these shlokas in his commentary. Vedanteshu, Veda, so he quotes from the Purusha Sukta, Shvetashvatara Upanishad and Mahanarayana Upanishad. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adityavarnam Tamasaf Parastat Tamevam Vidvan Amritahe Bhavati Nanyah Panthaha Vidyate Ayanaya. So Ityadishu Vihitam, what is told in the Vedanta says, Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. I know this Purusha, Narayana, who is of great excellence. Aditya Varnam, who is effulgent like the sun, and Tamas of Parastat, he is beyond Tamas or the Mula Prakriti. Tamevam Vidvan Amrita Iha Bhavati, one who knows this Paramatman gets liberated. Iha, Vidvan Iha, he says. So in this birth itself, Nanyah Panthaha, there is no other way for liberation, is what is told in these Upanishads. That is Vedanteshu, that is the Vedanta Vakya. Vedana Dhyana Upasanadi Shabdavachyam means denoted by the words Vedana, Dhyana and Upasana. Darshana Samanakaram Smriti Santanam Atyartha Priyam. So Darshana Samakaram means equal to vivid perception. Smriti Santanam Atyartha Priyam, the continuous stream of thought, like a flow of oil from one vessel to another, which is uninterrupted, that kind of flow of thought, that is most pleasant. Atyartha Priyam, which is very, very pleasant. Iha manmana bhava. Iti vidhiyate. That only is enjoined here as manmana bhava. Continuous stream of thought, most pleasant, equivalent to vivid perception. That is manmana. Then madbhaktaha. Atyartha matpriyaha. Atyartha matpriyatvena niratishaya priyam smriti santatim kurushva iti arthaha. Madbhakta means having atyartha matpriya, having great love towards Paramatman. That is, with that great love towards Paramatman, contemplating upon him with continuous stream of thought. Smriti santatim kurushva. Smriti santatim kurushva. Do continuous stream of thought, which is Niratishaya Priyam, unsurpassably pleasant. That kind of that is the meaning of Madbhakta. Then comes Madhyaji. Tatrapi, here also, Madbhakta iti anushajyate. Here also the Madbhakta should be taken along. It should be added. Yajanam Pujanam. Yajana means worshipping. Atyartha Priyam Adara Priyam Priya Madaradhana Paraha Bhava, and do the Aradhana of Paramatman in a very most loving manner. Aradhanam hi Paripurna Shesha Vrittihi. Aradhana is the Shesha Vritti, that is the complete subservience to the Lord. So that is Matyaji. Mam namaskuru. Namo namanam. Mai atimatra मयि अतिमात्र प्रह्वीभावम अत्यर्थ प्रियम कुरु इत्यर्थः. Means namana means prostrating. Prostrate before me with complete obeisance, with great love, is mam namaskuru. Evam vartamanah mameva eshyasi. By performing like this, you will attain Paramatman only, is what he says. You will attain me only, is what Krishna tells Arjuna. Etat satyam te pratijane. Tava pratignyam karomi. I promise to you, this is my solemn promise to you. Na upachandana matram. It is not to lure you or into something attractive. Yataha tvam priyaha asi, because you are very dear to me, is what Krishna is telling. Next comes one important sentence which we'll see for this shloka only, which we'll see now. Priyo hi jnaninotyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. Iti purvameva uktam. It was told earlier itself that I am most dear to a jnani and he is also most dear to me. Yasya mai atimatra pritihi vartate mamapi tasmin atimatra pritihi bhavati iti. In whom there is great love towards me, I also have great love towards him. This is what Swami Narasimhan was telling last week in that 2 weeks back in the Guruvayurappan temple lecture. He was telling that his father, Sri Anantarangachar, used to say, Dr. Anantarangachar used to say that he chooses him who chooses him, is one statement which he used to make. So the first he and the last he, you have to make it capital. He chooses him who chooses him. If a person chooses Paramatman, then Paramatman will himself choose that person, is the meaning. So that's the meaning here. In whom there is great love towards me, I also have great love towards him. He chooses him who chooses him. That's what Dr. Narasimhachar told the other day. Tad viyogam asahamanah aham tam mam prapayami. And due to that, not being able to bear separation from him, I will make him attain me. Actually, in one other place, Bhagavad Ramanuja also says that not even bearing separation for 1 second, for 1 moment also, the person will not bear separation from Paramatman. Not even 1 moment of Vishlesha is what he says. So that's the kind of severeness which the person has to do aradhana to Bhagavan. Atah satyam eva pratignatam mame vaishyasi iti. This is a solemn promise that made by me that you will attain me only. So this is one of the assurance statements from the Lord. So the next one is the Charama Shloka, which we all know. 66th Shloka. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. According to Ramanuja Bhashya, there are 2 meanings to this particular shloka, and those 2 meanings have been told here. These are all taken from the notes of Swami Narasimhan when he gave the Gita Bhashya lectures from 2014 to 2018 under the Tirunarayana Trust on YouTube. Sarvadharman, all means to moksha, such as karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. Parityajya, performing with renunciation of performing them, not giving up the karma, but performing those karma with renunciation of agency. Agency means that I am the doer. That kind of feeling should be given up. And fruits, that is the palatyaga, mamata tyaga, and possession, that kind of renunciation of all these things. Mameva, Namekam, only me, Sharanam Raja, contemplate as the Karta, the agent, Aradhya as the object of worship, and Upaya as the means and the Prapya, the goal. So Karta, Aradhya, Upaya, and Prapya, the agent, the object of worship, the means, and the goal, are all the 4 of them are Paramatman only. Thinking like that, considering like that. Aham tva sarvapapebhya mokshayishyami. I will release you from all the karmas that are obstructing my attainment. Ma shuchaha. That's the do not grieve. So the most important statement in Bhagavad Gita, if we have to tell in 2 words, is ma shuchaha, is what some people say. So don't grieve. Then the other meaning is Sarvadharman, means all propitiatory rites, means prayaschitta kind of rites like Krichra, Chandrayana, etc. Parityajya, giving them up. Mamekam, only me who is the refuge of all. Sharanam Raja, surrender unto me. Aham tva sarvapapebhya mokshayishyami. I'll release you from all the sins which are obstructing. Some chat has come. I will tell what is the meaning of Kricha. Please give. I will when we come to the Bhashya, I will tell you what is the meaning of Kricha, Chandrayana, and so on. Sarva papebhya mokshayishyami. I will release you from all the sins which are obstructing the start of Bhakti Yoga. Do not grieve, is what Krishna is telling. Now we will look at the Bhashya of Yamunacharya very briefly because we have only about 10-15 minutes. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Rupan, Sarvan Dharman. All dharmas of the form of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Parama Nishreyasa Sadhana Bhutan, which are the means of attaining the ultimate, which is liberation, that is moksha. Parama Nishreyasa is moksha. Madaradhanattvena atimatra preetya yatha adhikaram kurvana eva, means performing them. So we have to perform the karma, is what according to Ramanuja Bhashya. We have to perform karma yathadhikaram, as per the adhikara, as per the authority which one person has, madharadhanatvena, as my worship, as Paramatma's worship, atimatra preetya, with great love, not doing it with some negligence, but doing it with full affection and love. Uktaritya phala karma kartatvadi parityagena parityajya, renouncing the phala, that is the fruits, then kartatva, the doership, karma, and others as told. Phalat karma kartatvadi means I am not the doer, that kind of feeling, and giving up the desire in fruits. Mam ekam eva kartaram aradhyam prapyam upayancha anusandhatsva, means reflect on Paramatman alone as the agent, kartaram, aradhyam, that's the object of worship, prapyam, the goal to be attained, and upayam cha, that is, and also the means. Those are the four things I told you in the previous slide. Esha eva sarvadharmanam shastriya parityagah iti. This is the shastriya parityaga. Mamekam sarvadharman parityajya is what is told, no? So parityaga means this, whatever is told in the just above here. Nishchayam shunume tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyaghra drivida samprakirtitaha. So this is what comes in earlier in the 18th chapter only, where he says, Arjuna, in respect of tyaga, which is about various parties putting out various opposing views. There are so many people telling so many things about tyaga. Listen to my final view, which has not been told as tyaga, is of three types. Then he goes on telling sattvika tyaga, rajasa tyaga, and tamasa tyaga. So starting from there, sangam tyaktva phalanchaiva satyaga sattviko matah, giving up possession, fruits such as fruits, renunciation is known as sattvika tyaga. And then he tells, Nahi deha vrata shakyam tyaktum karmani asheshatah. Why is so much importance given to performance of karma is because it is not possible to give up karma for an embodied person. A person who is having a body cannot give up karma completely. Nahi deha vrata shakyam tyaktum karmani asheshatah yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi tabhidiyate. So, but one who has renounced the fruits of karma is said to be a tyagi. This is what Ramanuja Bhashya says. Iti adhyaya adau sudridam upapaditam. This was firmly established in the beginning of this chapter itself. Aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami. I will release you from all your sins. Evam vartamanam tvam mat prapti virodhibhyah anadikala sanchita ananta akrityakarana kritya akarana rupebhya sarvebhya papebhya mokshayishyami. So if you know the Sharanagati Gadyam, there also Bhagavad Ramanuja tells about akritya karana and kritya akarana rupebhya papebhya. He asks, I have done so many things which are akritya karana. See, some things which are forbidden things I have done. I have done things which are forbidden, which I should not have done. And kritya akarana, whatever was ordained, was supposed to be done according to my adhikara, I have not done those karmas at all. So those two kinds of papa I have. So what Bhagavan is telling is, he will release from all sins of the form of akritya karana and kritya karana. What kind of sins? Which mat prapti virodhibhya, which oppose the attainment of Bhagavan. there are so many things which oppose the attainment of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan will release us from all those sins which have accumulated from beginningless time, is what Krishna is giving the assurance. Ma shuchaha, shokam ma krithaha, do not grieve, is what Krishna tells. That is the first meaning of this particular sloka. We go to the second meaning. Sarva papa विनिर्मुक्त मुक्त अत्यर्थ भगवत प्रिय पुरुष निर्वर्त्यत्वात् bhakti yogasya. Bhakti yoga can be performed only by those who have got rid of all the sins and have great love towards Bhagavan. Tad arambha virodhi papanam anantyat. And whatever there are for the onset of Bhakti yoga, for the starting of Bhakti yoga, before starting, there are so many sins which are obstructing. There are ananta, there are endless sins obstructing the starting of Bhakti yoga for every one of us. So, that prayaschitta rupaihi dharmaihi parimita kalakritaihi tesham durastaraya. And because we have limited time on this earth and we cannot do all the propitiatory rites like the purificatory rites like prayaschitta karmas, we cannot do within our limited time. Because of that, he says atmanaha bhakti yoga arambha anarhanam alochya. Thinking that a person is not eligible to begin bhakti yoga, Arjuna asked this question. Arjuna was feeling sad. Shochitaha Arjunasya shokam apanudan. Arjuna was feeling sad, dispelling his sorrow. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhagavan said, Sarvadharman Parityajya. So what it means is, Bhakti Yoga Arambha Virodhi Anadikala Sanchita. Means accumulated from beginningless time, those sins which are opposed to beginning of Bhakti Yoga, which are Nana Vidha Ananta Papanugunan Tat Prayaschitta Rupan. So the Prayaschitta Karma, the propitiatory, the purificatory rites for those sins which are endless and of many varieties, like he has given several examples here, which we will see one or two. Krichra, which you asked here, Chandrayana, Kushmanda, Vaishvanara, Prajapatya, Vratapati, Paritreshti, Trivrud Agnistomadikan. So we'll just look at one or two of them. Krichra is what is told here. Krichra Santapana. Can you see my screen? It's actually a dictionary, a Sanskrit Kannada dictionary, which is 3,000 pages long by one person called Srinivasa Gopalachar. So he tells about Krichra Santap. He gives very detailed descriptions of everything here. So Gomutram Gomayang Kshiram Dadhi Sarpik Kushodakam Ekaratropavasascha Krichram Santapanam Smritam. Krichra is kind of a vrata. Vrata means a ceremony, an austerity, a rite, which is performed with Panchagavya. That is the Gomutra, Gomaya, Kshira, Dadhi, and Kusha. So the person has to consume a mixture of all these things and for a certain period of time. And after that, he has to be Upavasa. So this is called Krichra. And Chandrayana is related to the moon, the phases of the moon. So it starts on one of the Purnima day, for example, and then slowly as the phases of the moon get reduced, like it starts reducing, goes towards Amavasya. So he has to also reduce the quantity of food taken on each of those days. And on Amavasya it is complete fasting, and then slowly from Amavasya to Purnima he has to go on increasing the food, the quantity of food taken per day. So that is called Chandrayana. He should consume only that much corresponding to that phase of the moon. So these are all prayaschitta karmas, which are like propitiatory rites, purificatory rites after having done particular sin. So that's what he's telling. Nana vidha anantan tvaya parimita kalavartina duranushtanan, which are also many types and countless anantan, and not possible for one to perform, who exists for a limited period of time. We don't know how many years we are going to live. So sarvan dharman parityaja, relinquishing all of those karma, all of those dharmas, bhakti yoga arambha siddhaye. In order to begin bhakti yoga, mam ekam. What kind of mam? What kind of Paramatman? He's telling Paramakarunikam, one who is most compassionate, Analochita Vishesha Ashesha Loka Sharanyam, the refuge of all the worlds, without thought of any distinction, Ashrita Vatsalya Jaladhim, ocean of love and compassion towards those who have taken refuge, Sharanam Prapadya, surrender unto me, who is of these types. Aham tva sarvapapebhyo yathodita swarupa bhaktyarambha virodhibhyah sarvebhyah papebhyah mokshayishyami. I will release you from all the sins, all the opposition which is which is obstructing the bhakti yoga, the onset of bhakti yoga. As told earlier, ma shuchaha, do not grieve, is what he tells. So as I told, the most important message is shown here. This is I got from somewhere. This is the hand of the hasta of Lord Vardaraja Perumal of Kanchi. So in that it's telling Ma Shuchaha is what it tells. So that is what is the message of the 18th chapter. Ma Shuchaha. At the end of the 18th chapter, Sanjaya, at the conclusion of Bhagavad Geeta, he tells very beautiful verses which I'll just read for you, because just reciting the verses, the 4 verses which Sanjaya tells, that gives a lot of happiness to us. Vyasa prasada chutavan etat guhyatamam param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat kathayata swayam, means he's telling Lord Krishna himself told these words, and I listened to this by the grace of Vyasa. Rajan samsmritya samvadam imam adbhutam keshavarjanayoho punyam hrishyami cha muhurmuhu. Samsmritya, remembering this conversation again and again, this beautiful adbhuta conversation, this wonderful conversation, I am getting happiness like anything, is what he's telling. Tacha samsmritya rupam atyadbhutam harehe vismayo me mahan rajan hrishyami cha muhurmuhu. So he's telling, having seen the Vishwarupa Darshana, which we saw in the 11th chapter, Vismayo me Mahan Rajan, I get really surprised, I get wonderstruck, I might get amazed, and I'm very happy, feeling very happy seeing it. And the last one, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhvanitir Matirmama, is what what Sanjaya says. So with this we come to the end of the 18th chapter, but in the Geetaartha Sangraha there are 10 more shlokas which give descriptions, one-line description of what is Bhakti Yoga, what is Karma Yoga, and all these things, which we'll have to see in the remaining 9 or 10 sessions, which we can meet next time, because Vedanta Deshikar gives very detailed description of some of those shlokas. So we'll see all those things from next time, but now we'll just close with the Geetaartha Sangraha shloka 22. Ishvare kartrata buddhis sattva padeyatantime swakarma parinamascha shastra sarartha uchyate. If you have any questions, I can answer if I know the answer, but otherwise we can tell the prayer and close, go for chanting.
Swami, namaskar.
Yeah, Adiyan, please tell me.
Swami, who has written the second meaning for this sloka 66?
Who has written there?
The last part, the second meaning for the 66 sloka.
Yamunacharya himself, he has only written.
Okay.
This is all from Ramanuja Bhashya only.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
But which is prominent interpretation? The prominent interpretation is the first one, I think, right?
No, you can take any interpretation. Both are correct. There's nothing called apramanya. Both are correct interpretation.
Okay. Because in Sri Vaishnava tradition, I think, generally from the Prapatti Marga perspective, I think the first one is what is very well commonly known. So the second one, I think.
Anyway, both of them are correct. So the other one is not wrong. I mean, that's what it means. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll close. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Sanmangalani Bhavantu Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.